high and low, I've been sober, I've been faded. Searching for my love in all the wrong places. Word up on the streets is I got a bad reputation. Yeah, I may have true blood, but that was true love. Got a stroke of bad luck everywhere I look. Every time I go right, everything goes wrong. And I self-destruct when I'm close to love. So that won't save my soul. Because all my life I've fucked up and I can't deny. I'm doing my best to get it together. I told you one time, told you a million times, I just can't live like this forever. Yeah, I've been up and down, I've been through hell and back. I've had my share of drama, baby, please cut me some slack. I know you wanna get through to me, but I am my worst enemy. Yeah, I may have true blood, but that was true love. Got a stroke of bad luck everywhere I look. Every time I go right, everything goes wrong. And I self-destruct when I'm close to love. Better buckle down, giddy up, here we go. Because all my life I've fucked up and I can't deny. I'm doing my best to get it together. I told you one time, told you a million times, I just can't live like this forever.
Star Spangled Undies. Isn't that
Yes.
fascinating? That is patriotic right there. When you see me in red, white, and blue tidy whities.
That's one of my favorite pictures of you.
How are you doing? It's been a while. It's been about a month or so since we did a show.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yes.
I've been good.
Good.
Mm.
Life treating you both good.
Yep,
Ah, yeah.
pretty
Well, we're
well.
still alive. So, let's hope yet.
Still kicking.
You're
Yep.
still low. We're just not done being punished yet. Is what's going on. God's got plans for us.
Still in purgatory.
I have been super busy moving, so sorry to you two for taking so long away.
No worries, man. Moving's rough.
It's a task, especially when you get 50 years old, and next thing you know, you're breathing heavy, your first load. You're going, "Fuck, this is already kicking my ass."
Mm.
Fuck moving,
Especially when it's hot.
man, it's hot. It's just two people, me and Scott. And Scott, you have to direct. By the way, Scott's not here tonight. He got himself a job, so he's not here tonight. So hopefully he can make it next Wednesday, but he's not here tonight. So
Ah.
you guys missing Scott and the dildo on the forehead, you have to wait till next week.
Mm. Yes, there's nothing like a dildo on your forehead to make a statement and get you to engage with people.
You got to do what you got to do to get some attention, right? Isn't that what
Well,
JD,
Exactly.
isn't that what JD Vance says?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just making stories to make people aware that I will.
That guy.
That guy.
Yes.
That guy.
That
Anyway,
guy.
welcome everybody to the show. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome
Greetings,
everybody.
everyone. Greetings.
People who are watching now and watching later, welcome. I'm Sid, Jenn, and Denton, and this is the Delinquents Ball. And you ask yourself,
Welcome.
what is a delinquent?
Mhm.
Well, because Jen's on the show.
Where's his other ball?
Where's the
I'll
what?
go into that.
Well, tonight, we got a few topics I'm going to talk about. Got some music tonight. September is Suicide Awareness Month, so I'm going to some of the videos that I am playing tonight, or some of the ones that I have made to bring awareness to suicide, addictions, or things that could lead to suicide. So I'm going to do my part tonight, playing some videos for that, and then we got some interesting topics to talk about tonight. Like I'm really dying to get what your thoughts are, Jen. You're probably not going to know this band, but Linkin Park.
Dude, okay. You know what my thoughts are. Okay, in fairness, I haven't I am fine with a band finding a new singer. It happens all the time. What I am not fine with is Scientology. But and her
really be fair, I don't know really a lot about Scientology. I just
Scientology is a cult, and unfortunately, they stand behind people who sexually assault other people, like Danny Masterson. He was accused and convicted of rape. And all the Scientologists stand behind him. And this girl that they chose as the singer for Linkin Park initially was supportive of him. Now, I've read different things. I've read conflicting things. I've read that she withdrew her support once he got convicted. I've read that she didn't, that she still supports him. I don't know. She may be a former Scientologist. I don't think so. I think she's still in Scientology. And when you're in a cult, I have a real hard time thinking that you're okay. But then you have to also separate the artist from the music, the artist from the art. You know, I think she has a fine voice. I have no problem with her talent. I just, it's always the issue of separating the art from the artist.
Who are you talking about there? Because I missed it because I got a
the new lead singer, well, not lead singer, but the new singer for Linkin Park. She's a Scientologist, and she was openly supportive of a convicted rapist who is also a Scientologist. I say was because I think she withdrew that support, is what I read.
Well, I don't think. I mean, I don't think anyone should have that kind of support to begin with, because if you're a convicted rapist, well, frankly, I don't think there's anything
I think
bad they could do to you.
Let's be fair to this young lady. Emily is her name. Emily Reynolds, right?
Yeah, and I do want to be fair to her. I want to be, because I do feel that she withdrew her support once he was convicted, because they were friends. You know, we've all been friends with people who turned out to be less than stellar.
That's where I'm at with that side of things. I'm like, okay, she was young. This happened a few years back. He was her friend. She was supporting her friend until she found out what the charges were, and then she backed away from her support. Now I know there's reports out there that she, tried to stand in the way of other witnesses to what.
I hadn't read that.
I've seen it. Like, I've had thousands of people message on my post, hundreds of comments, talking about what she stands for, who she stands. It'll be kind of hypocritical for me to say anything. I don't care that she's a Scientology. I don't care. I don't care that she supported this Masterson, right? Masterson?
Yeah, Danny Masterson.
I don't care that she supported him even. Well, who is it? Why is my opinion so fucking important? Why is anybody's opinion so fucking important?
The thing is, it's not necessarily that your opinion is important. It's whether or not you want to support the band. So do you want to support that? That's my thing. It's like, I don't care what other people think of it. It's what I think of it. And it's, can I support that and have a good, clean conscience about it? My problem with Scientology is it's very abusive to children. Scientology is very, very abusive with children, and that's not okay for me. And that's my problem with Scientology.
And all the money thing about it. I don't know a great deal about it, but it does seem a bit strange.
I don't know a great deal about either, but
I know a great deal about it because I've watched lots of documentaries. I've read books about it. It fascinates me to no end, because I don't understand how people who are seemingly very intelligent can get sucked into that weird shit. I don't get it.
It was just created. I mean, it was created out of nowhere. I mean, it has no history.
Interestingly, L. Ron Hubbard used to run around with Aleister Crowley.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah, back way back in the day, they were buds. So that's always been an interesting little tidbit to me. He basically just created this religion out of his ass.
Yes,
and then
all religions are.
Well, you're true. Good point.
Yes.
Well,
but it became so very lucrative. Like, it made him rich, and it's made lots of people rich.
I mean, if you go back to, say, the priests of Baal, they would take cattle and grain and that, and they would keep it for Baal. Of course, Baal never actually asked for any of it, nor did he ever get any of it. The priests used it themselves. So, I mean, religion has always been a bit of a money ticket, bring this And I saw a very interesting thing. The Vatican were asked why they don't sell so many of the treasures they have, because the Vatican has millions and millions of dollars worth of treasures in the vault. And they said, but see, we hold these in trust for God. Now, as far as I know, God has never said, listen, now, could I have that Rembrandt painting you have down there? Or that statue by Michelangelo? I'd love that too. No, but I mean, they're holding it in trust for God. God is never going to ask them for it. And if he did, how did they give it to him? You know, it's just an excuse not to sell it. You know,
it's wealth. It's a way to collect wealth.
And when you look at the gold and silver, say on the high altar of St. Peter's Basilica, I mean, that would probably pay the debt of some third world country. You know?
Oh, well, it would feed so many poor people.
Exactly. And I mean, brass stuff on their table would do just as well. Especially what I love is all this is done to honor a barefoot carpenter who rambled around in Galilee and probably didn't have a bean to his name. You know, I mean, that's what annoyed St. Francis of Assisi when he went to see the Pope. These people were eating off gold plates and that while people starved outside. And he couldn't square this with Jesus, if you like, you know.
Right.
And I would agree with him, because these people were not following in the footsteps of Jesus at all. I mean, if you go by what the Bible says about Jesus, he would have taken that whip and driven them out of the Vatican if he'd come back and seen it, you know. So there you are.
Same, buddy. I was brought up Southern Baptist. I can get into it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
To get back to your original point, Sid, it's, can you separate the art from the artist? That's always the thing. And so can you enjoy the music without worrying about her doing what she does? And that's you know, sometimes it's a yes, sometimes it's a no.
That is a very hard thing, because I mean, there are many cases, there are many writers, artists and that who were not nice people. But this brings into, does this affect their work? I mean, the like of Gary Glitter did a lot of very, very questionable stuff. But does that mean everything he did in performance was bad? Obviously not. And there have been one or two great writers. I suppose Hemingway would be not a particularly good person. But does that mean his books were bad? No, obviously not. Yeah, that is quite a point. And I suppose there is a time when you have to separate the person themselves from their work. I mean, look at all the actors from that.
I do this with everybody that I encounter. I separate their belief from who they are as a person.
Yeah.
I have to.
I can to a degree. It depends upon how vile your beliefs are.
I think what they did.
If your beliefs are vile, you can just about guarantee I'll know that beforehand, and I won't even fuck with you.
I mean, if you're raping little kids in a basement, I'm not going to have fuck all. I don't care how good your shit is. I'm not going to have anything to do with it.
Something that, I mean, if you're an alcoholic, if you get into fights, if you do things like this, I could overlook that. But something like that, rape and things with children and that, yes, it would be very hard, I think,
just as a general reference, personal beliefs as far as religion-wise, or if you identify as a Christian, or if you identify as a pagan, or if you identify, none of that really matters to me. I look past it. I'm at that point in my life right now, that I'm looking past all this religion and spiritual belief stuff, and just looking at the person for what they are, who they are.
Are you a good person? That's what matters.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if you worship a turnip on a stick. If you're a good person, fine, get on with it. If you're a bad person, well, then I really don't want to know.
So she may have made some bad choices in her youth. I think it's fair to say, except for maybe for Denton, he was the nice one. But I think it's fair to say that I think we've all made our fair amount of mistakes.
Hell yeah. I made horrible choices in my youth.
Apparently she is connected with the band enough to where they feel that she can lead and keep Chester's dream alive. Now, is she going to sound like Chester? Absolutely not. Is she going to be like Chester? No. But
no one is. I mean, and it would be... There are some people that I've heard that can sound just like him, but it would be weird if you put someone in there that sounded just like him.
You don't really want someone who's just trying to do an imitation.
We're trying to open a new chapter, but still continue the legacy of what Chester did. So it's a fine line. Some people are going to like them. Some people are not going to like what they're doing. I find that the new song, The Emptiness Machine, I think it's brilliant. I think it's very catchy. I think she fits really nice with what they're doing now. And to be fair, I watched the concert that they threw when they made the announcement that they're coming back, and I thought she did a pretty decent job. I know it would probably be a lot of nerves on her end.
Oh, for sure. Can you imagine?
There was a bit of voice crackling when she was trying to scream and stuff. Little issues like that just comes with nerves. Hey, this is her first public. Nobody even knew who she fucking was, really, basically, until she did that show. And then now everybody knows that day they announced the new lead singer and then performed. So, I mean, there was probably some nerves, but, whatever she's done in the past, moral of the story is, I don't care.
But the thing is, what I know of Mike Shinoda is he's a pretty decent guy. Yeah. So I feel like the choices he's going to make would be pretty good because he doesn't have any bad shit, He's been around long enough that if it would have come out, it's going to come out if it was going to come out.
That's right.
So I feel like Mike Shinoda is going to make some pretty decent decisions for his band.
Let's like Dave Grohl, for instance, one of the nicest guys.
Can you even believe that shit?
Yeah, I believe it. It's rock and roll.
That's true. That's true. And everybody's like, I can't believe that. I'll never listen to Foo Fighters again. And I'm like, he's a dude. What? Come on, man. That shit is between him and his wife. Now, see, and that's where you come back to separating the art from the artist.
People, he's a rock star. I'm sure he gets it thrown at him all the time. He had a moment of weakness, apparently. And
Lots of them.
I think that he did an honorable thing by coming out in the open before it went public. He made it public and admitted that he made some faults there. And hey, I can only work on being better. I make mistakes. I can only work on being better. Bravo to him.
But you know what's weird is like only in this industry would you have to come out and tell people your private business like that.
That's just
like, why do we even need to know that?
We don't need to know.
True, yes.
And then it comes back to, and you got to flip that back around. So am I being hypocritical? Why do I even need to know what's her face's religion? You know what I mean? Like,
it's not my business.
Is it my business to know what her religion ever was? Why does why did their private stuff even have to be public? So do we just enjoy the art and not worry about the artist?
I worry about the art and not worry about the artist. What goes on in their private life is none of my business. It's not. Karen says here, I will say that I typically don't care who defends what or who or where, but I feel if they are going to throw their religion beliefs out there, then no. I am here for the music, not for what they believe. If they go out of their way to throw their beliefs out there, then no. Get the fuck out of the way. You try to make me believe what you believe, etc. Yeah, no.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I think that is fair. And before we get too far into it, Buddy has a question. We're in the music section right now of the show. What do y'all think of Pity? I say, let him burn.
Holy shit! Yeah, let him.
What else are you supposed to do?
He dug his hole. Now
fucked. He's fucked. They found over 1,000 tubes of lubricant in his home.
This motherfucker Epsteined his damn self. He's Weinstein and Epsteined himself all the way to jail. That's all I can say.
How could anyone need that many? If you put the Marquis de Sade and Casanova and a few people together, they couldn't use that many.
What they do is he takes these bottles of oils and he sends them to hotel rooms for these parties that he's hosting, which he's bringing in women into these Hollywood stars or rock stars, and they're having sex.
It reminds me of that song. Do you remember what a swell party this is? His parties must really, they go with a bit of a slide, I suppose you can say, with that much movement. Anyway.
He's hung himself pretty fucking, he found like 7,500 dildos, 1,000 bottles of oil, body oil.
Well, I mean, dildos and oil aren't illegal, but trafficking is.
Yeah, trafficking. Yes.
That's a lot.
My God, that sounds like something that Caligula would have come up with a
Right? Doesn't it though?
banquet, you
Well,
know.
this is what happens when people get power. They think they're untouchable. They can buy themselves out of anything.
Very true.
The problem is, some things you can't buy yourself out. Yeah, these women will take your fucking money because you're offering it. But don't think for a fucking moment they're not going to flip that script and sell their story to a news.
Oh
yeah.
hell yeah!
They double what you just offered them to shut their fucking mouth.
I mean, Diddy's gonna be in there with R. Kelly. They can share a cell.
They're gonna be roommates. Is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
What can you do? You fucked yourself. Money's not buying your way out of it. Obviously, they denied
Not this time.
They denied his bail twice in less than 24 hours. He went for bail the first time. They denied it. He went again, and he says, "Here, I'll be sweeting the deal for you, Judge. I won't allow any female visitors in my home anymore if you let me out." The judge goes, "No, you're not getting out at all, bro."
He's such a huge flight risk. You know that motherfucker would be taken off to fucking Venezuela or someplace that doesn't have extradition. He'd be gone like that.
I think any billionaire would be a flight risk.
No, but I get the tickets. Oh, snap.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to play some music. As I said at the beginning of the show, these videos are all themed around Suicide Awareness Month here. September is Suicide Awareness Month. I try to talk about it all year round, off and on, but tonight, this is the month. So we're going to play some music that's kind of got that message behind it. We're going to start off with a video that I made and a song that I put together, and it's called The Way You Do. We'll be right back, everybody.
I know the enemy, the drugs that you've been taking. I hope it helps you through. And I know it's hard to say everything that you feel today, but trust me, I feel that too. And every day is just another maze, another X on the map of faith. But I don't need a little pill to get me through. I don't need a monkey on my back. I don't wanna fall in love like that. I don't need a little pill to get me through. The way you do, the way you do. I know what you really need, but you can trust what you fail to see. And I only wanna help you through. I can't change what I can't explain. An epidemic like a new kind of Sunday. But I don't need a monkey on my back. I don't wanna fall in love like that. I don't need a little pill to get me through. The way you do, the way you do. Oh! Get me through the way you do, the way you do, and I hope it helps you through. I don't need a monkey on my back. I don't wanna fall in love like that. I don't need a little pill to get me through. I don't want a monkey on my back. I don't wanna fall in love like that. I don't want a little pill to get me through. I don't need a monkey on my back. I don't wanna fall in love like that. I don't need a little pill to get me through. I don't want a monkey on my back. I don't wanna fall in love like that. I don't
Okay, they respect me. They don't respect Biden. How would you respect him? Why? For what reason? We don't even know if he's... Where is our president? We don't even know if he's a president.
And just to clarify
they
here...
threw him out of a campaign like a dog. We don't even know. Is he our president? But we have a president,
Mr. President,
that doesn't know he's alive. But just so you understand, they sent her to negotiate peace before this war started. 3 days later, he went in and he started the war because everything they said was weak and stupid. She was the emissary. They sent her in to negotiate with Zelensky and Putin, and she did. And the war started 3 days later. And that's the kind of talent we have with her. She's worse than Biden. In my opinion, I think he's the worst president in the history of our country. She goes down as the worst vice president in the history of our country. But a lot of these illegal immigrants coming in, they're trying to get them to vote. They can't even speak English. They don't even know what country they're in practically. They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame. She went out, wait a minute, I'm talking now, if you don't mind, please. She went out, quiet please. She has no policy. Everything that she believed 3 years ago and 4 years ago is out the window. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. She doesn't have a plan. She copied Biden's plan, and it's like 4 sentences, like run, spot, run. 4 sentences.
Well, that's our next topic what we're going to be talking about tonight. That great debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris.
Oh.
Now, I've had issues all week. I've had to remove a lot of people, a lot of Trumpers this week. I've just about had it with that whole MAGA movement. And I normally stay the fuck out of politics. Everything I do, my posts, my shows, but I'm just about to the point now where I don't even give a fuck. I got a voice. I'm going to express my opinion. I think that all this is just a bunch of horse shit. I've asked proof all week long. I've asked proof in a post. Somebody, anybody, please send me a fucking video of someone eating cats and dogs. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't happen around the world. It probably fucking does. But is it happening in Springfield, Ohio? Absolutely fucking not. You guys are batshit crazy if you buy into this bullshit. All they're doing is inciting fear. And like what Jen said earlier, it's a fucking cult. These Trumpers, these fucking MAGA people, they're just a bunch of brainwashed numbskulls that will believe anything. Look, just a few days ago, J.D. Vance did an interview on CNN. I watched it. The guy admitted on the fucking show that he made it all up. If I got to lie and make up a story, I will, to save the American people. What you've done is incited riots. What you've done is incited bomb threats. What you've done is shut a fucking town down because nobody can work because of all these false rumors. You may not like what I got to say, and I do apologize, but this is my opinion. I'm a right to have one, just like you guys are a right to have one as well. I'm just voicing it for a change. Nobody stay the fuck out of it. But come on, people. You guys.
We're of the same opinion. I also asked for proof of the dog and the cat eating, and I got sent a video from Venezuela. Oh no, Ecuador. I apologize. It was from Ecuador. And it's just. And then the next part was he was going to send the Haitians back to Venezuela. Mm-hmm. And then J.D. Vance is going to send them to Haiti. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers don't even know where they're from. It's called Haiti. It's called Haiti. I'm just like, I can't fucking with you people.
Well, I don't know. I mean, looking at American politics, I mean, ours are bad. But looking at American politics, I mean, it's like Mel Brooks wrote the script. You know, I mean, exactly like. Yeah, or Monty Python. You know, I mean, it's it's so comical. It's quite ridiculous. I mean, I say our politicians are bad
What
enough.
I don't get is the lack of critical thinking skills.
Well, they don't have those. No,
if
God, no, they turn their brains off.
They're not even thinking.
If someone, if it was proven to me that Kamala Harris did something that was, caught in some huge big lie or something, I would not defend that. I would be like, okay, fine, send her off.
Yeah.
If someone proved to me that Biden did something, if he was convicted of 34 felonies, I'd be like, send his ass to prison. Send him now. I would not defend that person to the death, because I am not brainwashed into thinking that someone can do no wrong. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's like this guy gets a free pass
for everything.
Every shitty thing that he does. And I don't understand it. I voted for Trump in 2016. As his tenure as president went on, I lost just about every ounce of respect that I had for this guy. I never say nothing about it publicly, but I'm saying it now. I have lost all respect for Donald Trump. I don't want to get in the way of my friends that I have on Facebook, just like what Buddy says here. I respect anyone's personal opinions, even if we don't agree. Doesn't mean that we can't respect each other. And I try to keep that. It's the extreme. There's these extreme MAGA people that really just fucking irritate the fuck out of me.
Where I live, there are people that will actually say that they want you to die if you are not a MAGA. I mean, they want me to die. And
now you're affecting a fucking city. You guys admitted that this was a big fucking lie, and yet you guys are still pushing your agenda, the same bullshit. Dogs, cats get ate, geese, whatever. You're still pushing the fucking lie, and you're trying to make it. I guess if you say it enough, people start believing it, and that's.
Well, you're actually there's a very interesting quote from Dr. Joseph Goebbels, who said that if you tell a lie loud enough and often enough, people will believe it. And there is some truth in that.
There is truth in that.
Yeah.
That's why you got so many people out there trying to be leaders. They find ways to brainwash people. They find something that connects with an audience, and then they turn it into a $1 million fucking business. Let's take, for instance, Joel Osteen. He admits he's not a pastor. He admits he's not a minister. He's a growth guide, or he tries to instill positivity through scriptures.
Yeah.
He found something and took it and ran with it. Trump done the same fucking thing.
Well, what another thing I don't understand is, everyone was bitching that Biden was too old. Biden's too old. Biden's too old. Okay, well, he's out of the race now. He took his dementia and left. So now Trump shows the same incapabilities because of his age, and nobody says shit about that. They're fine with him being incapable of being old, but it was a real problem with Biden. It's that kind of duplicitousness that I can't wrap my mind around.
For all you MAGA folks out there that are feeding into this cats and dogs getting ate, let me ask you guys a question. If it's so horrible and it's so bad at what's going on in our cities in America, what are you, the individual that's noticing these things, doing anything about it? Are you just sitting around complaining in your keyboard about what's going on in Springfield, Ohio? Or
yes, they're posting on Facebook. That's what they're doing.
Are you actually doing something? Are you trying to? If you think if something like this was going on, there would be a lot of more national news about it a long time ago. And what are you MAGA folks doing about it? Are you helping the situation? Or are you making it fucking worse? If there's people that bad off starving in the streets of Springfield, Ohio, what are you doing to help these people out? Are you donating money for food? Are you donating money for housing? Are you making a difference?
Yeah, well, yes, keyboard warriors tend to be very, very brave when they're at the keyboard. And you get a lot of, for example, people say over here who are, welcome migrants. You should take migrants in. And when you say, well, hold on, are you housing any migrants? Well, no. They're very good at telling other people to do it. They're not so good at doing it themselves. And you do get an awful lot of this. As I say, they're great on the keyboard telling everybody else what to do. They don't tend to do it themselves.
And Karen, I agree with you on this. I will never put my political beliefs out there, but I'm the same way too. But I'm fortunate enough that I have a voice, a little bit of a voice where it translates to other people. Other people watch these shows. I'm lucky enough to be able to have that, so I do have a little bit of a voice, and I just can't just sit around and not say nothing anymore. This is not only affecting my life now or affecting Jenn's life, but it's also the generation above us, my kids. Mm. Where am I leading my kids? Am I saying, kids, pay attention to all the hate? See all that hate on the TV? That's who I want you to vote for. I want you to vote for somebody that calls out races, ridicules races, put races down, put females down, puts anybody and everybody he could possibly put down. I want you to vote for that son, because I want you to be a better man. No, I have to have a voice. I have to show at some point where I stand as an individual, as a person in America as well. I love my country. We're the best country in the world, and I feel that Donald Trump is the absolute worst example of a world leader, a president of this country. Mm. He's not the leader of a free country. He is not a leader of a free country. He's a leader of someone who wants to take all of your rights away. He wants to be your dictator that you vote for. When you vote for him, you're allowing him to dictate to you. Mm. That's my opinion. Sorry.
Especially if you're a woman, he really wants to take your rights away. Mm. Now, I can't tell you how many times in the local community forums I've been said, like, libtard, you all need to die. We need to just line all of you up and shoot you. And I'm like, that's really kind of some 1940s Germany shit you're talking about there. But okay, cool. Thanks for playing.
It's so strange that we are a country of freedom. We base all of this country's belief in the concept of freedom. And here you watch the news and you watch what's going on in the political world, and really nothing about it is about freedom. Look, if you're voting for two lesser evils. I 100% agree. Are either one of these the greatest candidates to have? No, because there is some things that Kamala has done that are not exactly, in my view, as where I stand as my moral code. But Trump does everything above and beyond to the point to where I can't let you represent this country. Now, who am I going to vote for? I'm going to vote for Kamala. That's who I'm voting for.
Me too, obviously.
Well, of course, I don't vote because I'm not there.
Well, Denton, you don't live here, so you can't.
No, so it doesn't really involve me. But I mean,
if you look at the pros and cons of both candidates, you got Donald Trump up here, really, really weighing the scale down with all the shit that he's done. And you got Kamala. That scale's not balanced with her either. But who's got more potential to improve? And I feel
Kamala for sure
has room to improve whatever stance she has, whatever belief she has. Trump is only worried about getting Trump off of the hook. Trump is just worried about getting himself out of fucking prison because he wasn't going to go there. So he wants to be president of the United States so he can drop all that shit. It's common sense. He don't care about the American people. If he did, he would be going around trying to destroy a fucking city.
Right. It's just, he has just, everything is so negative with him. And at least Kamala has some positive spins to the things that she says.
Her problem is if she just stopped laughing all the time.
See, I don't get the problem. I don't give a shit what your laugh sounds like. That to me is not.
No, well, I don't mean what it sounds like, but I mean I've seen her in a few things. I remember her telling school kids who turned out not to be school kids; they were child actors, but telling them about the space for the astronauts. And she said they get in the rocket and they fuel the rocket and they take off, and then she goes into a hysterical laugh, and that's it. And I mean. Well, there's a bit more to it than that. Yeah, we know they take off. And she does seem to. I mean, I could see her say, Madam President, the country is under attack. What should we do? And she would say, Of course, Biden would have said, who brought the ice cream? But,
Yeah.
sort of, you know. I mean, the only thing Trump had over Biden, I suppose, really is that Trump actually knew what day it was. You know, he didn't come out with things like Biden did once over Afghanistan when he said that Robert E. Lee was doing a great job in Afghanistan. And I thought, Joe, I don't think he's doing anything except decomposing. I mean, he's been dead for a couple of 100 years.
Oh, yeah. Trump just brings up fictional characters like Hannibal fucking Lecter.
Oh, yes, Hannibal.
And thinks he's real.
He's not. Hannibal Lecter isn't real. Oh, my God.
He thought he was real. And I'm just like, oh, my God.
Mind you, he's an interesting guy, you know, but yeah, his reality is definitely.
I'm like, where are you living that Hannibal Lecter is a real dude? Because I want to go meet him.
Yeah, so we could go for dinner as long as you weren't. As long as
you're not dinner.
As long as he wasn't having you with some fava beans for dinner, like.
I think this statement here by Karen here says, "I will never vote for Kamala." So guess what? I'm not voting. But I do not put people down that do. All respect to you. It's for me. Who am I to complain about how the government is being run if I'm not part of the election process? But you know, if that makes any sense, yeah. I have no reason to complain if I didn't go out there and vote.
Well, my thing on that. No disrespect to you, Karen, but women had to fight way too fucking hard to get the right to vote. For women to not go vote. Yeah. So this woman votes every single fucking time. And I don't care who you vote for as a woman. I just think you should vote because we had to, that 19th Amendment didn't come easy. So women should go fucking vote. But I also respect everyone's decision, what they do and what they don't do.
I get it because this is one of probably the hardest elections that I can remember. I'm 50 years old and I've seen a lot of elections, and I think this is probably one of the most difficult and closest elections there has ever been in the United States history.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a divided country now. And
it is.
As soon as we accept that, the easier our lives will be. You know exactly who to fuck with, who not to fuck with.
It is unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Your politics have descended into almost, as I say, a comedy show. In fact, you know, I have an image of Vladimir Putin sitting with a bowl of popcorn and a beer, watching American election programs and laughing his head off.
They're helping it. They're doing their little hack shit.
You know, I mean, it's just a joke now.
I wish that we weren't so divided. I like to think that I can find common ground with just about anybody because, you know, I really do. Unless you're a dyed-in-the-wool, I really hate anybody that's not MAGA person. Yeah. I think I can find common ground with just about anyone. And I think the majority of actual normal Americans are like that. And I don't think we're as divided as the media wants us to think we are. I really don't.
Oh, the media always play up things. Like that.
And I think the majority of Americans, if you're not behind a keyboard, if you're actually talking to each other face to face, even though you might not have the exact same political beliefs, I really think we're a lot nicer to each other and have a lot more in common than we think we do.
One would hope so, yeah.
And on a final note for Donald Trump, I hate to say this again twice in 2 months, but you know, I can't believe that someone actually attempted to assassinate him again.
I don't know that was an attempted assassination or just some dipshit being weird. Like, but he was a MAGA. Make that make sense.
No. He wasn't MAGA. He actually didn't like Trump, as what's coming out. He didn't care for Trump. He wasn't a Trump. He didn't like Trump. He didn't like Trump's policies. He sat in bushes for like 12 hours. They're still trying to piece this together. Like how?
Well, you've read more about it than I have, then, because the last thing I read said he was a MAGA Republican.
He's not a MAGA Republican. He's none of that. He was for the Ukraine, to help the Ukraine war. This guy was actually had a social media presence. He was recruiting people to go fight in the Ukraine war.
Oh yeah.
So he wasn't MAGA. He didn't like Trump. He just did not like Trump. For what reasons we don't know yet, but. He sat in these bushes for 12 hours waiting for Trump to show up at this golf course The real question is, how did they know? How did he know that they were going to make a stop at the golf course when he had no plans? He had no plans at all. He had no plans at all to stop at the golf course. He was on his campaign trip, and it's like, I'm going to take a break. Let's go to the golf
How
course.
did he know that? Yeah.
How did he know? So they're still trying to find out things about this guy. A lot of things we don't know still, but how crazy! Two assassination attempts in 2 months. Now I've been hearing people talk about this. This could be a staged assassination attempt by Trump. This could be all
possible.
staged.
It's possible.
I'm not denying it. Anything's possible. You know, they said the same thing about the first attempt. That it was a rigged attempt.
I don't think the first would be. No one would be stupid enough to have a marksman fire that close to their head, because you can't. The greatest shot in the world couldn't guarantee that.
I agree.
Yeah,
so an attempt in 2 months is unheard of, unprecedented, historic. 2 assassination attempts on one president.
It's amazing. Yeah, incredible.
Here's my problem. I don't want to sound weird, but you do at what point, with all the hate that you spew, when does that start coming back on you? Like karma, you know, the whole karma thing. What you do enough bad, the bad will start coming back around to you.
Yeah.
Is this a product of all the hate that he spews and people just had enough? Or is it strictly political as far as, you know, the rhetoric that's being said by both parties?
Yeah, but so much, I mean, in fairness, there's so much more hate that comes from the right. I mean, from what I hear, from what I understand, there's so much living okay, let me preface this. I am a blue dot in a red state. So what I am inundated with on the daily is just hatred from Trump supporters. For me and people like me. So in fairness, that's all I hear is hatred from Trump people. Now it may be completely different for people in blue states. It may be totally different.
I agree with this to a point too with Cindy. She says, I think that to every person I know for Trump is not extreme MAGA. They're not.
That's true. That's very true.
All my local and social media liberal friends are consumed with their hate either. It's the media. A lot of media has a lot to do with it as well. First-hand witness, I have seen and dealt with some of these people, these extreme MAGA people. I won't say it's every single one that supports Trump. I think a lot of people out there do support Trump because of how he ran the first 4 years. The economy was a little bit better, this and that. So I get that they're leaning towards more of what he did when he was in office. But man, I tell you, if he's getting assassinated, attempted assassinations twice, I would hate to see what it's going to be like if he is president of the United States. How long is this guy going to make it?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
I mean, it's a scary thought. The last assassination was Kennedy, and here we are. We got another previous president getting attempted assassinations twice. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
I don't know, dude.
Anyways, enough of Trump and politics. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to play some music. Why not?
Why not?
This is one of my very first videos that I ever made. And it just so happens to coincide with the Suicide Awareness Month. This band was called Blame the Sacred, all the way out in the UK. I became real good friends with them, and they threw me this song. Hollow Ground is the name of the song, and I heard it for the first time. And I was like, fuck, man, this is an amazing song. And I already felt the message, so I put this video together. They loved it. They got thousands of views, so I'm going to share it with you guys. This is my very first video I ever made by a band called Blame the Sacred, and this is their song, Hollow Ground. We'll be right back, everybody.
It goes down. It don't. It don't go down.
Robert, it goes down.
No, it don't.
It do go down.
Oh!
For all the again, I've let you down. I made you question your worth. I told you I'm sorry, I'll put you first. We've all made mistakes in the
Thoughts of suicide may feel impossible to overcome, but with help and support, you can find hope and meaning. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK to speak to a counselor, or visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org. It's free, it's confidential, it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And even if it feels like it, you're not alone.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Delinquents Ball. That was Blame the Sacred with Hollow Ground. Very first video I ever did.
It was a good one.
Yeah. It was a little bit of a hard one for me because I suffer from depression as well, and it comes and goes for me. But I've learned how at times to learn. Sometimes I let it consume me a little bit, and I'll step away for a while. But then I've learned coping capabilities that help me get through finding things that make me happy to get me out of that rut that I'm in.
Same, buddy. Same.
We all go through it. So whoever is going through it now, look like Karen is struggling a bit with her daughter, and you're not alone. If you need someone to talk to, what's going on, you can reach out to me. I've had to deal with this kind of thing with my child and addiction. Unfortunately for me, I lost my child to addiction. My oldest son. He passed away with a heroin and fentanyl overdose 2 years ago. So I can relate. It's a fine line when it comes to parenting a child that has an addiction, and you see them going down that dark hole. It's hard as a parent to see that and to watch it and go through that. And you have to find a way. There's like no GPS in parenting, right? I mean, it's kind of like playing it by the ear as far as how we parent our children. And unfortunately for me, I lost my son to drugs. I was an addict for many years, and it took me 2 years to finally get to a point where I'm comfortable with it. So Karen, if you feel the need to reach out and talk, I'm here for you. I'm an ear. We can talk about it. We can figure out solutions and ways to help you and your child out. It's all about a community coming together and helping one another. That's what I've always been about. So if you need someone to talk to, please do not hesitate to reach out. Or if you don't feel comfortable talking to me, call 988. There's someone there anonymous on the other end that you can talk to, and they can help you through this as well. So there's options out there for you. You're never alone. You're not alone. You will never, ever be alone. There's thousands and millions of parents out there has gone through this type of stuff as far as kids and addiction. It's so easy for kids nowadays to get a hold of it. It's part of pop culture now.
Yeah.
Sadly enough. Anyway, let me tell you what else is sad too. I fucking brought me to tears the other day. You want to hear, Jen? You want to hear, Denton?
What's that?
Yeah.
I watched the new Crow movie.
I haven't seen it yet because I've heard such bad things.
It's such a fucking smack in the face for me to Brandon Lee. They took
I want to watch it with an open mind and not compare it to the old movie.
I tried, but you can't.
I know.
Can't go into. I tried. I walked into the movie. I'm not gonna give too much of away. I walked in the movie thinking, okay, open mind. Let's see what kind of twist or they put to this new story.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even fucking 30 minutes into the film. I was pissed off. I stopped the movie. I stopped watching it for about an hour or two, and then decided to go back to it again to finish it off.
I haven't seen it, but I wasn't.
My understanding is it's almost frame for frame from the original comic. And that's what I'm holding hope for, is that you
can't do that now with this character. You can't do that with this movie. You can't just say, I'm going to put Eric.
But you know what? There's a whole 2 generations of people who really didn't grow up with the Crow.
Oh, I get that. Now, I'm a comic purist too, but they ruined the comic aspect of the movie. The idea of the Crow, the original, is there, but it didn't necessarily follow comic book accuracy, and I get that. But now that you've done that, and this movie is such a big, huge cult classic, it's hard to take those 2 characters, Eric and Shelley, and create a new story with it. And the way they went about it just pissed me off. They turned them into drug addicts.
They should have used different names, because there are different names in the comics they could have used.
Yep, I would have been fine with that.
There are different names in the comics that they could have used, and that's what they should have done. They should have left Eric and Shelley out of it completely, and they could have still called it the Crow, because the Crow's different people in different comics.
That's it. I wish they would have done that. I wish they really would have. There was hints of parts of the movie that reminded you of the Crow, like certain scenes. Like that one scene for me was one of probably the most iconic scenes in the first Crow. Is when he had that guy in the car and he looks up at him and says, "I killed you, man. I killed you." And that's when he tied his hand. They had that scene in the movie. But I won't give too much away. It's just watch at your own discretion.
I know that the writer of the comic said this is the movie that they would have made the first time if they had the money.
I hope they wouldn't have.
So that's why I'm like, I really want to see it, but now I'm like, fuck, I don't want to waste the fucking money.
You know, you're talking to somebody I've been a diehard Crow fan since the movie came out.
I own the movie with all I bought the DVD with all the extras and everything. I have a t-shirt that I just bought, was a special edition. You can't get it anymore. It has Brandon Lee as Eric Draven. I am a Crow hardcore fan, and that's why I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch it or not, because I don't know.
I did. I kicked myself in the ass for doing it, because now I'll never watch that one, even though it probably was a decent movie.
Was it you who posted the picture of Brandon Lee with his actual real life fiance?
What that movie was missing was stuff like that. That the story for The Crow for me, the first one was not an action flick. It was a love story.
It was a love story.
It was about this undying love that Eric had for Shelley, and this one is like they just met. They're drug addicts, and then she gets caught up in some sort of drama. I won't give too much away, and then she dies. And yet you're convincing me that this is a love story. You just met within 2 days of each other, and you're madly in love so much so that you're going to go back and avenge your death. I just wasn't buying in to the substance of the flick. And
the first one was definitely a love story.
And you believed why he wanted to come back and seek revenge.
And that's what totally different movie, but Dracula, the Bram Stoker's Dracula, that is a love story.
That is. And it's a great movie too. I remember watching that shit in the theater when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Denton, you still with us? You awake?
Oh yeah, I'm still awake. Yeah.
One last bit of news before we take off tonight. Have you guys heard about the exploding pagers?
Oh yes, and the radios as well.
I only had time to read a tiny snippet of it, so you'll have to fill me in.
I don't know how they managed to make them explode. That was a pretty brilliant.
It was all time. There was 2 waves of explosions. Yesterday was the first wave of 2,000 pagers that was all handed out. Some way Israel found out that these pagers were going to Hezbollah, a terrorist organization. So they sent them to somebody else to plant these bombs in, and then these pagers made it back to the hands of Hezbollah.
Quite amazing, incredible.
Whatever they did,
that is some espionage.
That's like a movie. That's a James Bond sort of thing.
All 2,000 of these pagers made it to the hands of every single Hezbollah. So yesterday, Israel let off this bomb at the same time, and all these 2,000 pagers blew up at one time. They were showing video clips of one of them had like an older guy was at a grocery store, and the pager blew up.
Yeah,
blew up his side, but they didn't show the blow up on his side. But killed a bunch of them.
You don't think it's like something out of a movie? I mean, it's the kind of thing you'd have had in a James Bond movie or something. It's incredible.
I was like, how the fuck did he? I mean, that's some genius shit, really. If you think about it.
That's legit. Like, that is like.
Yes, I could actually just visualize Q, saying, now, Bond, don't use one of these pages, whatever you do.
They did the same idea with the pagers they did to two-way radios.
Yes,
unbelievable. And these two-way radios only went to Hezbollah, And today, another wave of explosions happened. And
wow.
Well, it seems the company that the outsourced company that was making them apparently was a bogus company or something. The Israelis said it was Mossad or something were actually behind it. It's incredible.
Holy
it really
shit.
is. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
I just thought it was a bit interesting that now this is what warfare looks like.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
That's crazy.
The pagers and fucking two-way radio.
You're looking at your
Just
phone,
blowing the fuck up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight to the Delinquents Ball. We will see you guys next Wednesday at the same time, 8 p.m. And we're going to leave you guys with one last song. And this is my pick of the week. This is a new song just came out a few hours ago today. And it's an artist her name is called Royal Lynn. And this is her news video and song called Sacrifice. Till then, guys, be safe, be well. We'll catch you guys next week.
Absolutely. Bye now.